Recording starting. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today for the Gno.land Developer Weekly Contributor Edition. It's the 8th of May, 2024. And I'm going to, as usual, share my screen with everyone so we can go through what all have been up to. So as we missed last week, I will, Leon graciously added all the updates from the core team into our HackMD. I'll post it also on the GitHub meeting issue. But maybe we don't have to go through all of them. Maybe we can just give a few highlights. Since Leon, you are the most versed in this content, do you want to just quickly give us all an update on the TLDR from the core team? If Leon's here.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, sure. So let's just go through the TLDR then. First of all, big congrats to Byungjun for finally completing the, or rather merging the STD event PR, which means that now we can actually emit events, and indexing and a lot of stuff off-chain will be much easier. So great work on this. We have successfully launched the Faucet Hub, I think on the basically last week. I think it was exactly 7 days ago, or a bit more, where you see we have the portal loop and staging, and obviously we're waiting for other people to come and contribute to this by adding their own faucets if you guys are running your own faucets for your own networks. Then the GNO Tokyo recap and the more GNO 8 blog posts are out. You can go ahead and read them. You can now fetch blocks, block results, and the latest block number from Gno.land, which should ease a lot of the functionality if you're making Go apps. And then what's next? As you guys know, we changed the signing of transactions. We removed an empty timestamp. So I mean, I'm assuming most of you guys already know this, but yeah, we need to update the clients and everything that's using the signing. So yeah. And then the last thing, we have added WebSocket support and batch requests on the node itself, which is a great addition to the UX of using the node itself. But yeah, that's about it from the TLDR, obviously.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does anyone else from the core team have like something that needs to be highlighted for the contributors without having to go through in detail all of it? Maybe something, it looks like maybe some updates on NoDev. If not,
there's a sneak peek, I think. I think Dylan finally fixed the failing BFT CI, and we're finally tackling the amino changes. So that's a sneak peek for a future call.
Okay. Okay, well, I will share this with you all. If you have questions or like need some clarification, we can talk about it next time. So let's get started with OnBlock. Andrew, do you want to let us know what you guys have been working on and questions you have?
Yeah, sure. We just have a couple of points to highlight this week. The first one being, as Leon briefly mentioned, the STD emit, and it's been merged. And so we have a few work that's related to STD emit. First one being supporting event emission and TX indexer. The link is in the that one. And we're once this is merged, we're going to be serving the indexer in our in the public endpoints in our OnBlock API, which is currently under development, and it's going to be permissionless for any developers building on the official Gno.land networks, which are Portal Loop and Testnet 3. And while while implementing STD emit to GNOSOP's realms and APIs, we found an issue where events were not properly displayed in Gno test. So we're working on coming up with a fix, and our approach so far is probably leaning towards adding a new flag. And feedbacks are welcome on our approach. And lastly, we have this new PR where in multi-message transactions, the latter transaction was basically overriding the events for the earlier transactions, and we're working on a fix as well. And actually, I want to hand it over to Byungjin so he can show you how the event emission works. Byungjin, you want to
Oh, okay. Oh,
share your screen?
So basically, we don't have to. We can show the event result in the GNU test. So the only way to show the event result is using the RPC call. So I will show you how to make it possible. Can you see the?
Yep, it's coming up.
Yeah. Okay. So well, I have some minor technical issues for now.
Demo issues.
Yeah. What's going on here? Okay, maybe. Oh, it's a. Oh, wait a second. It was a. Oh, it was a wrong window.
Okay.
Oh my god.
But if you want, while you're fixing it, maybe the snow scan updates in the pipeline.
He's back.
Okay.
Okay, here's the playground code. So we need to deploy this code. Maybe that. Okay. Another technical issue.
It's not with the playground.
I'm guessing it's because the package path is duplicate, but maybe you can just show the earlier transaction.
So,
or you can try changing the path, the name of the path.
Okay, never mind. So anyway, here's the previous trial, the change deploy. After deploy success, you can find the block height from the result, and I insert the argument 1, 2 as the key and value in GNU emitted event and some package paths for event. Then after enter these block cards in the RPC height result, then you can find these emitted events in the result. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's all.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Been waiting a long time, so that's good.
All right, thank you for the demo, Byungjin. And I also have a small demo to share. Well, it's more of a preview. My screen should be coming up real soon. So this also relates to the STD emit and the TH indexer work that we've been working on. And so we're going to change up GNOScan to have it support customizable RPCs and TX indexer URLs. So anyone who runs their own network can use GNOScan permissionlessly. So this is the UI preview. So you're going to be able to use all of these official networks, and basically all you have to do is copy and paste your RPC URL address and your TX indexer address, and you'll be able to use GNOScan on your own network. And on top of this, we're going to be supporting links that points to the page in GNO Studio Connect, which is an app that lets you app by the GNO Studio team, which basically lets you try out realms functions. And yep, it's gonna go right here in the realm details page, so you can check out what the realm does and actually run it in GNO Studio. And I think I heard a hand raise. Oh, never mind. Okay. Yep, and as always, you can follow our full updates in the journey. That's it.
This is amazing.
Go ahead, my friend.
Yeah, so amazing. This might sound a bit naive, but I'm genuinely curious. Why do you default to using test3 instead of portal loop?
It's just to have well, we're going to be obviously moving over to test 4 once it launches, but we're just supporting both because some dApps would want to have like network that's running without frequent resets. Nicer to have support for both.
Oh, and sorry, and it was GNOScan actually the last screenshot?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, definitely GNOScan requires stable networks. Sorry.
All good. I think we can move on unless there are any other questions.
I saw this in other tools for a few days, and I was concerned why people are still using test3 over the portal loop. And just so you know, guys, I can't use test3 anymore. Actually, if you recompile Gnocchi today, it won't work with test3 because of the verification signature verification issue. So yeah, I was just curious why are people still using test3 today.
Yeah, we're obviously going to be switching over to test 4 once it launches. It's just to have support. Nice to have support for a stable network plus one that's updated to the one that's synced to the.
Definitely makes sense.
Yep.
I'm not sure if we can work out a webhook for you guys for portal loop. So GNOScan is like primarily on portal loop until we launch test 4. You would just need to have like some kind of something hitting your API to alert you that you got to like, pull everything down and just start GNOScan back up again. Yeah, not sure if this is something interesting for you guys. If you want to switch over GNOScan to portal loop, and whenever the portal loop actually loops, GNOScan loops as well somehow.
I think this sounds interesting. Maybe you can discuss more in the sync call tomorrow.
Yeah.
I guess, are there any other questions for the OnBlock team, or OnBlock team, do you have questions for us? Or...
Oh yeah, I have some question. Just okay. So currently no way to test multi-message in the GNO. Is there something you guys plan to support in the future to test multi-message?
Sorry, what was the question?
Oh yeah, just testing multi-message in GNO.
Multi-messages, huh?
Yeah.
Like multiple messages in a single transaction. I mean.
Oh yes, you're correct.
Yeah, that is something which is already in the GNO client, right? So it should already be working. And like, is the question if it's supposed to work, or we are thinking about adding, and if adding where? Like.
Oh, sorry, my speaker does not working properly. Could you tell me again?
Yeah, sure. So we have like support for multi-messages in client, but are you sort of like are you talking about like the JavaScript client or something else?
Like a text file.
Oh, right. So you mean like having support for multi-messaging within even like Gnoki?
Oh, yes.
Right. I think it wouldn't be like there. I don't necessarily see like a strong case for like multi messages straight in Gnoki. If somebody has an argument, please do raise it. I think though, like right now, like we can probably make a TXR about it. The way I'd see it working is by making 2 transactions as a without broadcast, and then joining them and then sending them off. Like that is one way to do it. But yeah, like we can definitely make a test about that to show how it can work.
I would be very disturbed if multi-messages didn't work.
Oh yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Did you have more questions or? No? Anyone else for okay. Shall we move on to Dragos?
Hi, so today I have 2 updates for Zentastic. Basically, the development goes forward. I'm in the final stage of writing tests for all the functions already implemented. And today in this call, I would like to do a last call for this issue, which is in here. I had a lot of good feedback from Morgan. If no one else wants to chip in after this call, I will close this. And another one, I open another issue related to the points and the GitHub Oracle. As far as I remember, points could be somehow linked to the Game of Realms or something similar. And then the GitHub handle, the GitHub Oracle would be used to add the GitHub handle to the actor data type. So for this, again, I don't need some immediate feedback now, so I linked the issue here. So if anyone has some feedback or guidelines or best practices on how I should move forward with this, please feel free to chip in. I can leave some placeholder instead and just move forward and close it, as this is pretty much the whole thing remaining to be done for this part of for this milestone of the grant. Moving forward to the more juicy part of my update, there will be an airdrop for Flipando. And and I would like to kind of ask for some feedback. There's a feedback related to the actual mechanic of the airdrop, which I'm going to demo in about 5-10 minutes. And there are some more strategic questions, like if it's worth having this airdrop on testnet 4 on portal loop before we actually go to mainnet. This is somehow a common practice when projects are launching. They deploy their airdrop. So they deploy the airdrop onto testnet, and then on mainnet people are familiar with what they need to be done. So I already had some feedback for that. So okay, so if I could just share my screen very briefly. Okay.
Over to you.
So does anyone see my screen? Okay. So the actual airdrop will be made by PFP, profile picture, and I chose some character called the hacker. and the website that will act like a placeholder or launch pad for this collection, which is called Hackerville. Short parenthesis, Hackerville is also the pen name of my birth town in Romania. It used to be called like this. If you Google this, or if you try to go on YouTube, there are some documentaries made by Norton Commander. At some point in time, my hometown was home to a bunch of hackers that, I don't know, did a lot of bad stuff. But now they are doing mostly white hat. So this is kind of the teaser. Certs will be updated right now. You get, if you go to hackerville.xyz, you get a warning about not being secure there. This is just something very quickly put up. And there's some teaser about the upcoming airdrop. The airdrop will consist of about 156 hackers like this. There will be, of course, different features like different hat, different hoodie, different background color, and so on and so forth, like, which is pretty standard in all other collections. As you can see, the image is pixelated, and it's pixelated in a specific way. There are 64 squares on each side. Each big image, each profile, each hacker will be sliced into 8 by 8 squares, which will be the actual basic NFT, which will be airdrop. So people will get a bunch of small square like this that doesn't make any sense, and their job is to collect them up until the point when they create a full image of one of these, mostly like they are assembling a puzzle. I put up some very rough UI or guidelines about how this will be done. First, like a short recap for those who are new to the game. After you flip some of these, like here, you flip some of these basic boards, you can go to Playground and use other people NFT to create like a bigger picture that will allegedly have more value. Now, there is something new here, which is called assistive mode. Once the airdrop is up, we'll have this assistive mode, which basically shows the current collection that they can choose. There will be as more airdrops will follow, which I hope it will, depending on the success or insuccess of this one. As there will be more collection, there will be a short selector here to choose. But now you can see we have here a hacker. You can browse and see all the hackers that are added. Now, let's say I already have some basic NFTs here, which I collected. I click on this, and now I can start moving basic NFTs and try to overimpose and create the final image. Obviously, I don't have anyone, so it looks like completely garbage. Once the NFT is created, all the basic NFTs will be burned, so people will end up only with the actual NFT, which is the big one. Short reminder: these small squares are SVG, so the final image will also be an SVG. I think that's it. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now and looking for some feedback.
Hey, Dragos, in regards to your question about the GitHub Oracle, there's a realm that was just merged in recently that has this kind of functionality to link GitHub handles to Gno addresses, though it doesn't currently include any kind of point tracking. It's just currently tracking the associations between the two.
I'll have a look at this. Thank you. So basically, I can pull that data and add that information to my struct without just query that realm.
Yeah, you should be able to if you search the code base for, I think it's GH verification. And yeah, I mean, we're not doing anything with it yet in the live environment, but yeah, ideally that would be where you could pull some information from.
Okay, thanks. Really cool. Now, if anyone has some feedback other than Dracula, that would be really nice. My question is, does any one of you will actually play this? We'll try to kind of see how this goes, because I could use this kind of first. Go ahead, Manfred.
Two things. One, I tried to use your deployment, but I failed. I think I need to run a local node. I don't know if you finally migrated to an official
Not
test
migrated.
net.
It's unstable.
Okay, so
What you see, it's unstable. What it is now, right now, it's in between commits.
What about just pushing it and adding a version? So v20/flipando, and maybe v30 would be the stable one. But at the moment, you can just switch your front end to use the good version. So feel free to push something unfinished and just use versioning until it becomes stable enough. So first thing is, I would love to try, but right now my experience is looking at your screen, and I would just love to give a try myself. I tried, but I was not able to do it. Second thing, you had a question regarding your airdrop on testnet before the mainnet. I think we should help people, and when I say help people, it's actually write patterns to basically have incentivized testnets. So in your case, you can incentivize using Flipando before the mainnet. And on our side, and when I say our side, it's also your side. It's on the contributor side, we can maybe write patterns, libraries that will basically help extracting the usage of your contract on a testnet. Can be using the RPC and just looking at the block, so it can be directly from the contract. But basically, we should do something like this so people like you or anyone else can build before the mainnet and expect to have your own genesis on mainnet. So basically, deploying again your contract with some basic data. So let's do it, and let's do it in a generic way. Right? Something about how to extract first and how to start from the state. This can be done right now on a single blockchain, and it will be definitely what we want to do for the mainnet launch.
That's super cool. Thanks. I'm on it.
And last thing, yesterday I had a demo from someone in AI in the core team who was working on some Merkle proofs verification exactly for this reason. So basically, some people are trying to work on versioning based on posing a contract, displaying a state, and starting a new version on the same chain or another chain with a compatible initial state. Basically, there are other people working on this, but more on the cryptographic proof part. I think we also need to make the patterns to make it easy to extract and start again. So please give your feedback or try to do something by yourself. But we need to make it possible to create something before the mainnet. That makes sense.
Okay, thanks. So if there's no other feedback, we can move forward. Michelle, yeah. Thanks, anyone.
I had a question. Maybe I missed it, or you said it. Do you have a date for this or no? The airdrop.
The date was based on my question on whether or not I should do something before mainnet. Now I know that we can do something in testnet, so I would put like 45 days to actually 30 to 45 days. I still have to finish the remaining milestone from the other grant from Zentastic. So I'm gonna try to split up the work between two and come up with roughly 1.5 months. I would say. I would give update on the Signal group, and for those in the core Slack channel that I'm also a member of, I will try to update there when something is up.
Cool. That's it. Really exciting. I guess our first no chain airdrop. Okay, sorry. Okay. Oh, looks like Birdie. Who wants to grab the Birdie updates?
I'll do it. I can share a screen so I can click things.
Okay. Sounds good.
Screen. Okay. So in dsocial, we're getting very close to releasing an app for you to play with for testing on the Apple Test Flight and Google Play test channel. We're still finalizing support for HTTPS, which is required. On our previous node, of course, we were just making HTTP, but Remy is setting all of this up on our Birdie production server. And so we're targeting a release next week for you all to play with. And in our journey entry, you can go in and read a little bit more about it. And Remy made a video which you can check out on your own. But the sort of stack is, here's the mobile phone. On our production server, we're running a faucet, which connects to Gno.dev. We're using Gno.dev right now because it's just really nice to be able to do an update and all that stuff. But of course, it means we can't put a lot of stuff in memory. Maybe in the glorious future, Gillen will support Gno.dev storing things on disk. But it'll work fine for our testing. And of course, we're running TX indexer, which indexes Gno.dev, and our own service indexer. We just call it the dsocial indexer. And that, I should say, thanks for merging the update to the TX indexer so that we can get the response. We're using that. So it's pretty nice. Here's a GraphQL. Here, this is Go code. This is our indexer. There's a little GraphQL thing to get transactions with the filter we want, and then we just go through them and process call info, which checks whether the call was for a user to start following another user or for somebody posting a message. And of course, the whole purpose of this thing is to compute the so-called home feed, which is following potentially thousands of other users, which is too expensive to do on the chain. So we're doing it in the indexer. And of course, we subscribe to those same transactions. And then when a new transaction comes in, we call it the exact same function, process call info. So this maintains the home feed, just the post IDs, right? And so then the app, I think Yuri's going to show this a lot more later, but the app asks the indexer, give you the indexes for the next 10 items in the feed, and then it gets the actual messages directly from the blockchain. And so that's all working well. Just a couple comments. While we were working on this, the emit event was merged, but at the moment, this indexer is kind of read-only. It tracks and indexes a lot of information, but doesn't need to store anything on Gno.dev. So actually, that's for this next thing. So we don't need Oracle yet. We don't need the support for updating code. And when we scan, we scan the transactions, and the parameters to the realm function call and the realm function return value are enough at the moment for the indexer to reconstruct the information that it needs. But if we ever need something much more subtle, then we'll start using emit event. Of course, we'll wait until full support for events is merged into the TX indexer. One comment here is, Remy, in order to, we're using Docker on the production server for all these services here, and he made a small pull request to properly support Gno.dev in Docker. So just when you get around to it, check out this PR. It's not slowing us down because we did this locally, but it's just a contribution from Remy. And finally, we do want to put our dsocial faucet on the Faucet Hub. What we have to do is, of course, we'll talk about more of this later when we can demo it live, but the Faucet Hub requires the faucet to have a CAPTCHA. But of course, when the faucet is mainly for when you start the dsocial app, then you type your name and it generates a key. And we want it to be transparent. that behind the scenes, it's telling the faucet to give a little bit of coin to the new user. So we're actually going to run kind of two different endpoints. So we are going to make a faucet for to put on the faucet hub, but use a different endpoint. And yeah, so this is the PR to add the faucet. There's a question in here about oh yeah, so he did have a question about how to set up the reCAPTCHA, but then he figured it out. So this is ready to go on the faucet hub. That is it. Trying to be fast to give plenty of time to the others. I'll stop sharing unless there's questions.
Anyone?
Do you guys want the faucet hub PR merged, or is it ready?
Again, it's not a high priority, but it's ready.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Again, we in our use case, we don't expect the end user to actually go to the faucet hub and click on things, right? Because it's all going to be handled inside the app. So it's not slowing us down at all.
I also just shared the video link for folks.
Great, thanks.
Nothing else? No questions from you, Jess? Okay.
Well, yeah, so the Gnorkel work looks very interesting. That's mainly in the realm for the support for the realm to be ready to receive and authenticate a request. But of course, we're also very interested in the thing that uses the actual oracle, which is going to want to put information into the blockchain. We haven't gotten there yet, but we may. But one of our intentions is to, when we get some more experience, to generalize the code that we're writing for the GNO social indexer and to make it kind of a skeleton framework for other users to come, and should make it easier for them to kind of onboard their app if they need an indexer that runs outside the blockchain. So that's a long-term goal. I don't know if anybody else is thinking about that, but we could talk about that more later. All right.
Okay, moving on. Then from Territory, who's covering the updates today? And if you want to screen share, or you want to?
Me.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, Norman.
Hello. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. So we have fixed two bugs on GNO VM. One that was causing infinite loop. I think it was in the it was detected because it's triggered by some JSON code, JSON encoder code there. And the second one, which supports adding using structs as map keys, which was not working previously. So this is merged. There's one on GNO Web to add the support for JSON code blocks, pretty JSON code blocks. So this is mostly useful, I think, for during development, or if you want to like slab a quick render of some data on GNO Web for your realm, if it has another rich UI or something. It's a nice improvement, I think. And the last one was if you run locally, you cd in examples and make lints. The command wasn't working because there was a directory, so it was removed. And we added the CI check to check that this make command actually works on CI. So all this is merged. Currently, we also have two things for GNO VM. One is so these are tasks from the GNO Kanban. We're trying to like help core team moving forward on what they need to do. And so there was some go to GNO type loss. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe Ghost, you want to say something about this one? I think it's like in review and going back and forth. And there was also another one by Miguel to add more errors in the linter, improve the linter output, which is a work in progress. Also waiting for review, I think. Since people have asked us to release our work on Portal Loop, make our work accessible on Portal Loop, whether it be DAO, SDK stuff or project manager stuff, and we want and the Works DAO stuff also, and we want to especially for Works DAO, Works aggregator actually, we need to be able to index Genesis transaction results, I think. So because on the Portal Loop, transactions from previous versions are embedded in the Genesis transactions. And so there is one open PR, but it's mostly to spark discussion around this, because I added IT way to return transaction results, but I think people are not liking it, and I would love to have to know what's the good way, or if we shouldn't do it at all, or anything. And we have a patch for the text indexer to return the transaction, the Genesis data, which is not currently fetchable, either the Genesis transaction or result in the text indexer. This one we don't need it to be merged because we can run a patched text indexer, but the other one we need because we depend on the Portal Loop deployment, which is not under our control, obviously. And then we really sorry about this. We had like a huge PR with all our contracts, so now we're trying to make atomic PR. So there's the DAO SDK PR that's I think pretty ready to merge. Needs the last feedbacks. There's this one. There's another pair open to add because this one adds documentation in the Docusaurus to show how to create a DAO. But now that the Docusaurus code is split in another repo, we also need this PR to add it after we merge the first one. And I opened an issue because I think this way of splitting the Docusaurus file, so for example the sidebar and the markdown file, in two repos can be really annoying to work on documentation, improve the documentation, because you need to like have a synced PR and everything. So if you have ideas on this, it would be nice. On the Works aggregator front, we are not moving currently because we're waiting to know what we do about Genesis transaction, because we really want that to be live on Portal Loop for everyone to test and integrate with other things, like for example, Zentaptic could push work hour in the aggregator. We had some work on the GitHub account leaking, but we saw like you talked earlier that there has been GitHub verification merged. We think our version could be superior because it supports, well, your version could also support bidirection and linking, but more importantly, our version can offload the gas cost from the Oracle operator to the user that actually want to do the linking. I don't think in your version, the Oracle operator has to pay for this thing. So maybe, I don't know, should we continue working on this, or is the current version good enough? And also we have one of the previous ground, the project manager, which was in a big PR only deployed on our network. Now we're trying to like merge it on GNU core, the GNU repo. So we are working on cleaning this and extracting some modules and making it tidy and mergeable. And last thing, a little bonus. I had an idea because I know Manfred wanted to like make GNU also usable for other things than blockchain. And I think I found some nice potential use case, which is a digital audio workstation like Pro Tools or Ableton Live. But multi-user, peer-to-peer one. So the project state would be in GNU and managed by GNU. And an UI would have to access it. I don't know what you think about it, but it could be nice to have some kind of hackathon on this, maybe. I don't know, just an idea. And that's it for us.
Thanks, Norman. Since we don't have so much time left, if there were questions, maybe we can hold them and move on to, we have Varmeta and then our Ruan students, and we have 10 minutes. So Varmeta, do you want to cover your bits and
yeah,
let us know what's going on?
Yeah, let me share my screen.
Okay, sure.
Norman, do you need to stop sharing?
Yeah, could you see my screen? Yeah, could you see my screen?
Look at that.
Yeah, okay.
Nice
And
transduction.
right now, yeah, right now the Parameta team are working on some PR and some topic. The first thing we are working on the PR for the metadata for the NFT standards on the Gno, and that PR already reviewed by the Gno team, and our team already fixed that and fix all the issue, and as you can review again, and I hope we can make that PR as soon as possible. And just second topic we are follow is account section system, and from the idea from Manfred, we has some team member are showing some idea more detail about the account section on the terminal, and I hope Gino team and Manfred can take a look and give us some feedback or the comment to make the topic account section can move forward for the our idea, and we are put his comment on that, and hope we can get the feedback soon. And another, we have some proposal for some new future on Gno. The first thing we are propose for the UK. We want to Gno become the chain can support for the fully on-chain game. It means for the some simple game, and they don't need to create create the game server. They can make all the game logic and game and the game state and anything on the blockchain, and user and gamer can see the transparent about the game logic, and they can have more search on our game. And we are so we are making a proposal on the Gno, and hope anyone has anyone on Gno team can take a look and give us some feedback, or give us some concern if we think Gno can become the fully on-chain for game. that's the first one proposal. And the second thing we are see in the last week the PR for the event emit is must and we are see on the transaction UK right now is not has the correct event for the after the transition from the red A to red B. We cannot handle the correct the event when the token is travel success or not. So we as we understand, we think we can based on the how the event limits from the peers PR, and we can finding the way we apply for the bank module, and we can at the event when the token is emit the event when the token is sent to another success. Yeah, that is all our ongoing PR and our proposal, and I hope the Gno team can take a look and give us more feedback on the our PR and the proposal. Yeah, that's all about Meta.
I shared the 2 proposal links. Sorry, I didn't mean to share the other part. It was mostly in reference to Norman, but the 2 links here that you guys are referring to, I also shared for requests for the team to provide feedback.
Yep.
They look pretty interesting. Thank you. And then in the last few minutes, Malik, do you want to quickly talk about the NoFundMe?
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm going to try to speak as quickly as I can. I'm going to share my screen too, if it's possible.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I have 2 screens. I don't know if it's going to share the good one or not. It's not the good screen, but it's not a problem. I'm going to do this time. So, as I said, I'm still working on the GnoFundMe project. It's taken me some time as I'm trying to understand a lot of things. I'm trying to take an example from Gno.land project to gain a little bit of time. The front part, it's not, it's still work in progress. It's very simple. So I'm still gonna add other features like I wrote for the campaigns. For the moment, it's just something like only we create a campaign. It's someone create a campaign for someone else. But thinking about adding the fact that it can be someone who is asking for himself as a startup of a project creator. I had a discussion with Manfred today, so he told me about Patreon website. I didn't know about it, but it can be something I can add something like this, like Patreon to this project. And for that case, I may create categories, different categories for campaigns, add a search bar for people who want to search for a specific campaign or a specific category. I don't know if maybe I'm gonna open a PR so I can have people comment and tell me what they think about the project, what ideas I can add to the project. I have some questions concerning the Web3 aspect. For the moment, I oblige users to register. Is it a good or bad thing for the Web3 aspect? I talked to Manfred today about the moderation, so it's a complicated part. So maybe we're gonna discuss this a bit at least on the PR. But for the moment, is as you see, I can add the address wallet. There is not a lot of verification that are done. You can put anything. And in the end, once you validate, it uses your wallet to validate. I'm not gonna give all the details, but it works. When I ask to create a campaign, so Adena wallet, I'm working with Adena wallet. Once I approve, I have the campaign created. I have to refresh because I didn't manage this thing for the moment. Create campaign, you have this button only when you are connected, and I have the campaigns who are displayed too on the real part. On the real part, when I click on the campaign, I can see all the details. So I have this campaign, and I have the one that I just created. It's still a work in progress. I think I have a lot of things to add, a lot of things to modify. I have some problems like this one when I send the date from the front to the real. It's not working good, so I have to figure out why. But I'm still working on it. So if someone has a question or a proposal, or maybe I'm gonna do the PR for this.
Yeah, about registration. I don't know exactly how you did it. There's the one thing that I would recommend, which is instead of having like registration, like if the registration is about having a username, then you should probably just refer to using the users realm, which I think can work as a central hub for most GNO applications, as a way to map a user's address to a friendly username. Though I'm not like, if you have like other data, I mean, I imagine like for people who need to be funded, you want to ask other data, so it makes sense them to be registered. But for paying people, I don't see a registration as strictly necessary. Maybe just on RDMA users.
Okay, thanks.
Great.
Just
Thanks.
yeah, in addition to this, Zach from the same student team is working on r/profile, a very old realm I started maybe 1 or 2 years ago, which also could with a goal to offer a way for any realm to create fields, and one of them could be display name. So r users is definitely about registration, and it involves having a username, but it also requires that you pay fees or that you get invited. The R profile could be an alternative, which is less official and more versatile. So any contract can define arbitrary fields, and one of the fields could be display name reused by several applications. So definitely the same answer as Morgan, except that there is not a single solution. Potentially a second one is coming from the same team, from Zach.
Great. Since we're at the time, I think we should wrap it up for this week. But if you guys do have questions on Thursdays at 2:30, Leon and I have Discord hours, office hours, so you can join us there tomorrow too. Thanks everyone for your time, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, goodbye.
Bye. Yeah. Yeah, bye bye.
Bye, everyone.